Good evening and welcome to Berlin, Germany's greenest city. But all that matters tonight are the green bases and the tables inside the Temperature. 16 players already left out in the cold, 16 players through. It's time for another evening of potted balls and broken dreams. It's regarded by players as one of the finest venues in all of world snooker, and the fans, of course, amongst the most devout as they stream in from every corner of Germany's biggest city. It's our second evening of the German Masters. Well, so far we've had epic comebacks, 147s, whitewashes and pure grinds, every aspect of the game, and we're buckling up for more. 4 last 16 games, that's Ali Carter, all his experience needed tonight against the youthful verve of one of the best prospects on the planet, Zhao Xintong. It's East meets West in Berlin this evening. Well, it's a venue made for snooker. At the sense of fan bases, they filter in as warm and as welcoming as any in the sport. This is our main table. There are 3 set up on the outside. There will be 4 quarter-finalists decided tonight. And right here was Zhao against Ali, Neil Foulds, Ronnie O'Sullivan and Jimmy White. Jimmy, a match of real contrast in styles and guys at very different stages of their career.
This Zhao Xintong, he's such a fantastic prospect, such a raw talent, you know, and Ronnie's been doing a little bit of work with him, and he hits the ball as good as anybody, but I think with Ali Carter, they're a little bit too ring clever for him, so it'll be an experience for him tonight.
We can't wait to see it, but we don't even get near that yet until we actually show you what's been happening so far over the first day and a half. We are at the stage now when we know our last 16, but even since we went off air in the bottom half of the draw, there's been real drama. Let's deal with the top half first. For those only joining us for the first time this week, the reigning champion Martin Gould, he's through to take on Ricky Walden, who went all 9 frames in the last 32. We'll just skip past this next bit for the sake of Jimmy White. We'll move on to Tom Ford, who managed a 147 there against Peter Ebdon. And, of course, an epic with our Rocket Ronnie against Mark King. He came from 4-1 down in an epic last night. It was absolutely wonderful for us, but not so much for Ronnie. That's our feature match tonight. But let's have a look at the bottom half of the draw, because as the sun went down in Berlin, there were yet more upsets. Ben Williston, Neil Foulds through against the Thunder from Down Under. Again, that went 9 frames. I mean, you can't take your eyes off this tournament. Marco Fu is out as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously for Neil Robertson, it's 6 months since he reached a semi-final now in early October in the European, so he's really struggling. Williston's a real good player, we know that. As for Marco Fu, all of a sudden, all that great form seems to have gone. He's lost his last 3 matches now, and David Gilbert's one of those guys that's very good, but he's not getting the recognition he deserves.
Players are playing a lot more, you know, in between tournaments. It's qualifying all the time, Ronnie. We've had loads of tweets coming in on the matches that have been happening so far. Matt Lester said, are there any upsets anymore? We've got to expect it now.
Yeah, no, I read that tweet as well, and I thought that was probably one of the most sensible things I've heard, you know, and it is, I've always said it, that every player will have its spell. The great players will have their spells, and their bad spells might be quarters and last 16s. But you just have to just keep turning up, and hopefully you get a little spell where you start flying, and you know, and you make hay while it shines. But it's so competitive these days that I just think, you know, you just have to be on your game to win tournaments now.
Absolutely, and it's brilliant for us, of course, watching as snooker fans, and maybe backstage Zhao was listening to exactly what Ronnie said and thinking, well, anybody can win at any time on this very table. We've seen it so far. Let's look at the head-to-head between the 2 players. Just a small matter of 20 years between where they turned pro. The 37-year-old against the 19-year-old. They've played once before. Ali Carter won that, and it's Ali who we catch up with first.
So talk us through your season so far. How have you seen it going?
Yeah, I got off to a good start. I won one of the big tournaments early on. But as you know, it's very difficult to you know, keep that going throughout the whole season. Everyone's so good now, and you've got so many good players, and it seems to be, you know, we all sort of take it in turns to win a tournament here and there. So, you know, hopefully it'll be my turn again this week.
You made your second 147 in qualifying to reach this tournament. What was that like?
Yeah, it was brilliant. It's a shame I only got £487 for it. I was a bit disappointed. You know, Tom Ford made one here yesterday, and that's great. And, you know, you can't choose when they come along, and it was just unfortunate. It's great to make it, don't get me wrong, but, you know, it was bit disappointing to see the old paycheck go in, and it wasn't as big as what I hoped it would be.
You beat a very tough opponent in Stephen Maguire to reach the second round here. How was that match for you?
Yeah, Stephen's a very good player. He's probably the hardest draw. His ranking doesn't really do him justice. Obviously, we all know he's a lot better than 25 in the world, but it's just the way, you know, his season's gone, and he probably had a lot of money coming off his ranking where he'd done well a couple of years ago, but I expect to see him back in the top 16 very soon. I've played him a few times, to be honest, and he's one of those players I've just seemed to have come out on the right side of the last 4 or 5 times, you know, maybe more luck than judgment, and sometimes it works out that way. I mean, I've played Neil Robertson the last 4 or 5 times, I've lost to him, so, you know, it's just strange, it just works out that way.
So you've been a champion here before?
Yeah.
How do you like Berlin? What do you think of the Berlin snooker fans?
The German snooker fans are great. They're, you know, very supportive, very enthusiastic, and they come out in their droves to support us, and they really appreciate good snooker. So, you know, they're not biased at all, and, you know, 2013 holds some good memories here for us, so it'd be great if I could go on and produce that again.
You play Xintong tonight?
Right.
How do you see the match going?
Well, I think he's a bit of a pot shot, isn't he? He goes for everything and probably pots everything, so I'm going to have to use my experience and, you know, play the right game to beat him. I'm not expecting an easy game. There's no easy games at this part of the tournament, so I'm looking forward to it.
Relaxed as always, Ali Carter. He's a guy you faced in 2 World Championship finals, Ronnie, and this season he's got a title under his belt, and you'd probably say it's been fairly good for him overall.
Ali's had a brilliant season, played winning the tournament already, coming back from really bad illnesses. I think it's a testament to his character.
Yeah.
I think something that's gone for him, he took his air pilot licence. I think it took the pressure off him as well to think that snooker's the only thing I've got. So I think he actually plays snooker for the fun of it and enjoys it, knowing that it's not, you know, the only thing he has in his life. So I think he's one of the players that's enjoying his snooker, and he's got a perfect balance.
So if this goes wrong for him, he could be flying our EasyJet before you know it.
Well, yeah, it's always handy to have a pilot on the plane, isn't it?
In terms of how he'll play tonight, playing against a young lad in his first season as a professional, of course, a couple of seasons as an amateur, what type of tactics should a seasoned player bring into that scenario?
He's got to use his experience. I mean, the last time they met on that head-to-head was when Zhao was 15 years of age. So a lot of time has gone since then. He's a much improved player. But as Ronnie rightly says, you know, the thing with Ali, he's faced bigger battles off the table than anything that can phase him on the table. So I'm sure he's so much stronger now, and I think he's got the edge. But watch the other kid, he's brilliant.
Yeah, you've all had to do it at various stages of your career. Jimmy, when you were coming through as a youngster, you'd have been taking on the elder statesman. Ronnie, you're going through that now, of course. What's it like when a kid comes through like Zhao and everybody's tipping him and saying great things, and then you draw him?
Listen, it's magic to see sort of such a raw talent, you know, and watch him progress and obviously become an all-round player. But with Ali Carter, for me, he plays a business-like type game from when he was an amateur to when he is now. And, you know, you've got to play well to beat Ali Carter. And the kid has got to score heavily, you know, because he does attack the game. But who knows, you know, he's got a small chance.
Well, you use the word the kid. It's not derogatory at all. I look at him there. I turn 40 next month. I make a noise standing up. I look at him and I do see a kid, but with that comes a fearlessness, doesn't it? When you're that young, you sort of come in without the baggage.
Sometimes that fearlessness can lose your matches because you're too confident. You probably think you can pot your way out of trouble and pot your way and win games. You ain't going to do that to these guys. Ali Carter is a true professional. He's been around the block many times. He will make it tough for him tonight. He will score. He could go to score on Zhao tonight, and this is all about experience for Zhao, and I think it's more like a 5-year project with Zhao. Yeah. It reminds me a bit of me when before I met Reardon. I thought I could beat everyone, but you can't. You have to learn the other side of the game. Once he learns that side of the game, he can dominate this game, but it's too early for him at the moment. Still make Ali Carter a big favourite tonight.
It's amazing to hear it from the horse's mouth, you making that comparison, because Steve Davis played him when he was 15 years old.
Yeah.
And he said he was the best player he'd seen at that age.
Yeah.
Since yourself. I mean, so that's a huge compliment, but also a little bit of pressure there.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you're going to be a champion and win multiple titles, you've got to be able to deal with pressure. So the pressure that we're putting on him should be nothing compared to what he possibly could be facing in the future. So he's going to have to learn how to deal with that now, get used to it, and hopefully he has to carry that burden for 20-odd years, because he's a fantastic talent, and as a snooker players, we all love to watch him.
he's had quite a few first-round proper exits this season, Neil, after going through the qualifying, and deserves respect for that. So for those who haven't watched him on TV yet, haven't had the pleasure to sit down of an evening in Eurosport and see him play, have we got a young, fast, free-flowing player, or does he have a safety game beyond his years yet?
No, he hasn't got that. No, he hasn't got that. He's a bit like Judd Trump, similar left-handed player, like Jimmy when he was young as well. He's got that side of it to learn. I laugh when I listen to what we're saying about him. Look, he's 19, okay? He's not a 12-year-old. Ronnie was UK champion, younger than he is now. So the game's changed. It's an older man's game, and he's youngish, but not like it used to be.
And what a place, though, to make a breakthrough here. We've said it many times before, Jimmy, but what's at stake tonight on all 4 of our tables is quarter-finals night tomorrow night at the Tempodrome, which is one of the absolute flagship days in the snooker calendar.
Well, as Ali Carter said in the interview there, you know, anyone can win a tournament. You know, he's already won a tournament, and the guys who haven't won a tournament are still in a tournament. It's a great opportunity for them. But you've got to really go with the experience. But I just want to see the kid play.
Well, we're going to see him play in just a couple of minutes. Berlin, are we ready to rock? Fantastic. Let's get it on. Take a couple of minutes out, and then we will be back with the first 4 frames in the best of 9. Ali Carter against Zhao Xintong. Turn your phones to silent, please. Well, it's live sport all the way on Eurosport. You get to snooker with us over in Eurosport too. I think it's brilliant. Egypt are already through to the final. They beat Burkina Faso on penalties. It's Cameroon against Ghana. It's the Indomitable Lions against the Black Stars, and that's exclusively live in Eurosport too. That is already underway. And for those people just getting to us after their dinner, here's the order of play tonight. 4 last 16 matches underway. Tomorrow afternoon we'll finish the last 16. It's Ali Carter against Zhao Xintong on our main table, which I think the boys have set up beautifully for us. The defending champion Martin Gould takes on Ricky Walden. Ryan Day against Robin Hull. Tom Ford against Mark King. This is the backstage area, guys. I'm going to love you and I'm going to leave you because we're ready to bring the players out. And I'm going to take the yous out here, guys, and have a little look at the actual arena. Now, you know Rob Walker usually introduces the players. Well, here in Germany, it's a guy called Rolf. And I said I would give him the cue in German. So let's see how well this goes. Rolf, hole de Spieler an den Tisch. Danke.
Thanks, Colin. Meine Damen und Herren, heute Abend hier an diesem Tisch Nummer 1, das chinesische Wunderkind, der Mann, der in der Qualifikation John Higgins bezwungen hat, gegen den Champion von 2013, gegen den Captain Zhao Xintong, gegen Allister Carter.